haven't uploaded a video in so long. Um, Hi. Hello. What's up? How's everyone doing? It's been a while since I've uploaded, like almost a year. I think it's past a year now since I've actually uploaded a video on this channel. Yeah, a lot of stuff has changed and my life is completely different now compared to what it was before. And there's like a lot of stuff that I kind of want to talk about, and I'm gonna do that with the best way that I possibly can. Still have a stutter. Good job, Matt. Fucking idiot. And the best way to do that is with a PowerPoint. I should probably get my green screen out. Split it. Wait, no, I have to be on the other side. And that's with a PowerPoint. Wow, a PowerPoint presentation. Good job. Good job. I feel like that this might be the first in YouTube history of a return using a PowerPoint. Hello, this is a PowerPoint, also known as how I mastered ghosting. Let's get started, shall we? Introduction. Let's start at the very beginning. Ad-friendly, high-quality content. Let's just say I have been trying to upload content onto YouTube, but I've been getting into a lot of trouble lately. I've always had a problem with ad-friendly content. I've always had a problem with creating ad-friendly content. I think it's silly. I'm very crass. You know, I grew up with like Derek Comedy, you know, South Park, Family Guy. I can be a kind of crass individual. I think that like more edgier jokes, and not edgy as in just being like, boom, N-word. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not made for children content. My content has never been made for children. And then the ad-friendly, adpocalypse bullcrap came out around the time that Lethal was here. Like, you guys have to understand, I've been in this space for like over 10 years, right? So I have seen a lot of shit go down on this platform, and I had to constantly evolve, and it's been a struggle, honestly. And that's like what led me to wanting to leave and getting tired of like uploading to this platform. So I had to always like try to find a way to be ad friendly while staying true to myself. I had to constantly come up with compromises or adjustments. Sometimes a video just won't get ad revenue. And like, it's like, oh, well, who cares if your content doesn't get monetized? Who cares? Like, just upload it anyways, right? Well, when it's your job, you kind of want to get paid for doing your job, right? You know, like all of this garbage. Like, it's not fun working on something and then just seeing your fruits of labor just go to absolute shit. It's a lot to handle. I'm pretty sure that a lot of you guys would understand what that would do to like somebody's mental health, right? YouTube was like a safe haven for a lot of things. It was a safe haven for a lot of creativity, and then all of a sudden it became more and more restrictive, and then it became more apparent that YouTube and the entire YouTube ecosystem was favoring certain types of content and favoring certain types of ad friendliness, and it was just like, it's a lot. And that's what led me to the all-encompassing burnout, or what I like to call dealing with YouTube's BS. So the definition for burnout is physical or mental collapse caused by overwork or stress, right? That's true, but there's more to it than that. I think that burnout really comes from overworking in order to get a certain result and then just not achieving that result. And that's what I feel like causes a lot of burnout when it comes to making content on YouTube. Imagine overworking, you know, editing a video, which is a lot of fun, making a video, scripting it, recording it, editing it, you know, all that takes so much time. You're basically overworking yourself all the time when it comes to YouTube, trying to get a result, and then getting like some type of demonetization, getting some type of copyright, getting some type of like some dumb thing that causes your video to not do well. It causes your video to not be monetized. There's just like so much stuff that can happen that just screws up your content. And then when you don't receive that result, you don't get like a certain growth that you want, you don't get certain numbers that you're trying to get. That's what causes that burnout, because you're constantly overworking yourself for results that you're just not seeing at all. So that leads me to the hiatus. Yeah, I had some burnout. I had some troubles in paradise. You know, my relationship with my ex wasn't going so well. We ended up leaving, so we're now separated. It's cool. Nothing terrible. Don't dig into it too much. We both like basically moved on. Dealing with depression. I'm depressed. Dealing with my anxiety. The world is collapsing and burning and dying. What else? We got cabin fever. I'm getting older. I'm like 32 now. Guys, I don't really want to keep playing video games my entire life, man. Like, that's just not what I want to do. I never signed up for wanting to play video games for the rest of my life. As I get older, I don't really have time to play video games all the time. Like, I can do it as like a relaxing time, but then when you mix in what you do for relaxing and put that as a job, it takes away the fun of what you're doing. And that's just like a hard truth. Like, I grew up. I'm sorry. Like, it's just like, that's just kind of what happened. And then on top of all that, seeing no fruit bearing from the tree I've been nurturing. This one was a really hard pill for me to swallow. The biggest thing for me was that I was like, oh, I'm going to use this channel as a way to grow my filmography, right? That's why I started doing like more documentaries, things like Life of a Streamer, things like the LimeWire documentary, the Warhammer documentary, even like the horror movies documentary, which I friggin' love, and we'll get to that a little bit. All these things, I was working on all this stuff, and it didn't really bear anything. Because I did video game content, my reach when it came to traditional content and making other stuff was so low barred. On top of that, I have a new girlfriend that, I've been hanging out with. She's actually the one that wanted me to do this, and she's been pushing me to like do more of this like YouTube content, going back to it and just like trying out different things and like helping me kind of like come up with a game plan and like come up with like how to do things, how to execute things better. So it's been a lot of help. Where have I been? What have I been doing? Well, some of you guys know that I did do some stuff on Dice Check, but then I let Dice Check go. I let Bricky take care of it. I just didn't want to do it anymore. It was a lot of work. I was starting to get like a super big burnout. And then also, truth be told, after a while, I got fucking sick of GW's bullshit. Like, I was so mad about what GW was doing. I was just like, I am done with this game. This is stupid. GW literally is the worst company ever. Games Workshop is the most stingy, gross, disgusting, trying to milk the whales as much as possible company that I could possibly think of. It is gross. What they want to do is misaligned with what the community wants. I actually worked with a lot of stuff behind the scenes when it came to Warhammer, and it's like disgusting how GW works. I can't say anything because I don't want this big fucking multi-million dollar company to like take a shit on me. Yeah, so I stopped doing that, but doesn't mean that I wasn't proud of what I did. And then I started just going into freelancing, and then I started working with a bunch of clients. Now I have like a nice steady backlog of clients that I get paid from. And that's pretty cool. So now I've just kind of been doing that as my job. I was just working on trying to get to move toward traditional content more, talking to other agencies, stuff like that, trying to get my feet in the water. It's been very difficult, but I feel like I've gotten closer to what I want to do more now than I have been in the past 10 years that I was making like video game content. Or like a majority of video game content. So if there's anybody out there that's just like, hey, we are trying to do stuff, fucking send me an email and let's see what's going on here. And then I continue to work on myself. This was the biggest thing, working on myself. Like I feel so much better now. I uploaded this video before. That was just like the start of my journey of feeling better. Now it's been like a complete year since then, like over a year since then, and I feel so much significantly and mentally prepared to finally actually like look at YouTube with a different lens and be like, okay, so this is my plan of attack now. I took like my big long year hiatus, my big long time of just like relaxing from that burnout and just like reflecting and just working on myself, and it's made me feel so much better. Like it just feels great. And yeah, so that leads me to what I've been doing. Touching grass. It's just touching grass. I've been touching grass all day. All the grass, every grass is touched. I actually lost a lot of weight and I feel way healthier. Dude, like this is me now. What? Why would it do that? Not too shabby if I do say so myself. This is also me. Look at me. Look at me go. I'm living my best life. I don't look too bad. I think I look okay. Don't ignore this cowboy hat. And ignore the Astral Glide. When it comes to social media, I post on Instagram still. I barely use Twitter or X anymore. I don't know what the hell is going on when it comes to social media. I've kind of like cut it from my entire life, and that's what's made me feel so much better about myself. I'm no longer just like looking at numbers and obsessed about the numbers of like likes and stuff, and now I'm just like living my own life, doing my own thing, hang out with people IRL. And yeah, I feel better. I feel like I'm healthier and I'm having more fun with my life. Like, honestly, I feel fantastic. On top of that, I'm not constantly just playing video games every day, which is great. As much as I like playing video games, I still play Stardew Valley. In fact, I'm doing another run right now, and I'm still in love with Stardew Valley. But I'm not just constantly playing video games anymore. It's not healthy. It's not fun to just sit inside of a room all day and play video games for 20 hours or for 18 hours straight. It's not a fun time. Like, or not 18. That's a huge exaggeration. More like 10 hours or something like that. But just playing video games straight for that long, it sounds fun when you're in your early 20s, but like once you get towards your 30s and your knees start to hurt, you're like, man, this sucks. Like, I need to get out. My ligaments are hurting. Like my bones are creaking. And I know that people are like, it's all about regulation and stuff like that. Yeah, but like at the same time, a lot of people that say these things are also very much addicted to video games as well. I think it's becoming more apparent how addictive video games can be and how addictive this whole industry can be. And I'm glad that people are finally talking about it, because it is a problem. Like, a lot of these video games, if you really think about it, the whole point is to make you want to play it more. That's the whole point of microtransactions, you know? It's almost like gambling at this point, where like just small what's that thing that it what the fuck, but like the thing that releases in your brain that makes you like want to bust. That's basically what video games do all the time. I mean, like, you know, mobile games do it all the time. Regular video games that you pay for do it all the time, and then they add microtransactions onto it, and then they update the game every 2 weeks, or they update the game every week, and then you have to constantly stay on top of it over and over and over again. That can only lead to more addiction to video games. I'm not constantly just working all the time, which is great. I have very set hours. I'm available from this time to this time, and that is it. I don't just like work overtime all the time. That will kill you. I don't do that anymore. No longer addicted to video games. Boom. No longer addicted to also being a piece of shit. That's a good one. That's probably my favorite one. I used to like be so lazy where I wouldn't even do stuff like after I'm done working. I would just be like, oh, well, I'm tired. I guess I'm just going to lay in bed and watch TV and then just fucking vegetate and die for the rest of the day. That's not living my life. That's just working. For what? What's the reason of that? And then no more food ordering services. I'm out of everything about touching grass. This is like one of my favorite things, is that I no longer use food ordering services. I cook my own food. I'm so happy about that. That's probably what led to me losing a lot of weight. No longer ordering food, with like Uber Eats, DoorDash, anything like that. There were times when I was spending like $500 a week on just ordering food. Like, you want to get something from freaking, I don't know, like Urban Cafe, and it's going to cost you like $60 in order to get it delivered to your place. And that's not cool. And so like you just spend so much money on this stuff and on food ordering services, and I just completely cut it out of my life. I make some bomb ass food. One day I will make a video showing like the food that I cook. I'm actually really proud of it. Like I get really excited cooking. It's become like my love language now. I made this nice ham for Easter. That was really cool. I cooked up some carnitas for like a get together I was having, and that was delicious. So I make it all the time. I made some bomb lamb not too long ago. I've just been cooking a lot, and it's been honestly a lot of fun. And now I have erectile dysfunction. So my last big video was the horror documentary. And honestly, that's like my favorite video I've ever made, but it took a lot of work to do. And I wish that there was stuff that I could do to like revision it. And I probably will soon, and just like make like revisions to it and just be like, hey, this is what's wrong with this and blah, blah, blah. Make like a little video talking about it. But yeah, it was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun. I loved it. And it took too long to make, and I can't really do that over and over again. I can't replicate that over and over again. So it's impossible. What was cool is that it did get the co-president of Lionsgate to call me and contact me and talk to me and be like, dude, this was awesome. And he was telling me about how much he loved it. And we just talked about movies, and we talked about like John Wick and all this stuff. Because he's the producer. He's the co-president, but also the co-producer of things like the Saw franchise. He's the co-producer for the John Wick movies. And we literally just went on the phone. We just started talking to each other. And that was honestly like one of the highlights of my career, was just doing that and just spitting the shit with like this co-president of Lionsgate, because I love Lionsgate. So that was about like 20 minutes of me word vomiting. But what does this all mean? What is the point of this video? Yeah, so basically what's going on is that I'm taking on YouTube with a different view. You know, I have my own job now, and I'm doing that. But then now I can just use YouTube as a way to do stuff that I want to do and just look at it from a different view. So like now I can look at YouTube as more of a side hustle versus more of like my overall income. And I feel like that's the way that YouTube should work. But at the same time, that's just like more work. But the difference here is that now I'm looking at it at a more relaxed point of view. It's not as stressful. You know, I'm no longer required to provide for like the entire household and everything like that. Now it's just like I feel more relaxed. I feel like I can take it on more. I feel like that mentally I'm more prepared. I feel like that mentally I'm stronger to do this stuff. And that's why I'm going back at this, but with a different view. So I want to try to just make content that's easier while also being fun. I've realized that like a lot of my content, like it was very difficult to do. And that's not something that I can replicate all the time. That's just a hard pill to swallow. And so what I'm going to be doing is just making, you know, content that's easier, but also still fun, going back to like my roots more, talking, you know, doing more, probably like some more game shows more than anything, making them more PG, because hentai or not, I was literally working on a hentai or not video that I wanted to release for Christmas. But guess what? YouTube didn't like it, not at all. They hated it. I tried to trim as much as I could from it, and it just wasn't working out. So I have like a video that I was working on where I was like trying to show like how difficult it was to put out that type of content. I literally can't. It's like it's almost impossible. I think that like by this point, in order for me to upload a hentai or not video, it would only be like 2 seconds. So, you know, making these game shows more PG. Also, I had an adult games video. That entire video got my channel banned for 3 days. It got my channel, not banned, suspended for 3 days. And that was awful. And I got a strike from it. It was horrible. But the cool thing was that one of my favorite adult games, Karen's Prison, actually came out, or the creators were like, dude, thanks for that video. So awesome. And that was cool. Or Karen's Prison, that was cool. But who knows? Maybe I'll just make an OnlyFans and just like upload Let's Plays and reviews of adult games because I like adult games. I'm a pervert. And then there was this video I was making called League Champs Most Likely to Take a Shit on the Floor. I think you guys can guess what happened with YouTube on that one. I would make that type of raunchy content on like an OnlyFans or something like that. Not on a Pornhub. You can't make money on Pornhub. That's impossible. But like on an OnlyFans, I don't know. Would you guys watch some fucking reviews of stuff on OnlyFans if I did that? Maybe I can show some feet pics. My little Asian toesy woesies. And then even with movie reviews, I was getting flagged. It sucks. What the fuck, YouTube? What the hell am I supposed to make? Like, it does... Whatever. Cool. Anyways, basically, I'm just sick of getting constantly demonetized. That's really what it came down to. That's what caused my burnout. That's what caused me to be upset. And yeah, so types of content moving forward: game shows, video game content. I am gonna make video game. I'm working on one now. Something about Mega Man Battle Network. I'm working on a video that's talking about Dungeon Dice Monsters. Don't worry about it. Small video essays. Boom, fun content, hanging with friends like what I used to do. Being by myself and living on my own without having like an SO with me, it's made me realize that my biggest strength is my ability to be able to bring people together and be like the glue for a lot of friend groups, and like being able to bring people together and talk to people and being outgoing and being able to just like mingle with people and being able to relate to people and bringing that friendship. And then like that's, I think, what makes my channel and my friend group so interesting, because we're all from different walks of life, different ages, different areas, and we all just like connected. And like that, I think that's like the cool part of making content like this, is like meeting friends that you've never met before and that you never would have met before. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, that's the type of content that I'll be making moving forward, and that is the end of this slideshow. So that's the end, which would mean that that's the end of this video. I feel like I need to make a new end card. I wanted to do it as easy as I could instead of making like a big video and coming back and being like, look at this big video, and then burning out immediately. I want to just take it very slow, take YouTube very slow, and yeah, build it from there. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, if you guys want me to answer anything, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'll try to respond to it or something like that. If you guys want to know what I'm doing with my life, follow me on Instagram. That's like the best place to do it. I'll post stories and stuff like that. I post content on there more than I do on Twitter. I basically don't really use Twitter anymore. So just like follow me on Instagram, talk to me there. That's where you can find me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So until next time, bye guys.